Whoiskingshawn is live.
YouTube, what's up? It's Whoiskingshawn, and we're back again with another banger. The $1,000,000 question everybody keep asking me. Can I borrow money against my stock brokerage account? Yes, you can. We're going to go through three of them today because if I go over my list of 10 or 15, we're going to be here all day. Let's start with number one, right? Probably my least favorite, but when I started off learning about stocks, trading, options, long term, short term, swing trading, I started off with Robinhood. So again, if you new in the field, go ahead and start off with Robinhood. But today we're talking about borrowing money against your account that you have, right? So let's just say they got the basic one is they margin loan. You need to have at least $2,000 of assets sitting in that account, some great accounts, some ETFs, things like that, right? Number two, you need to have the monthly membership where you get access to a lot of other things on the Robinhood platform. Once you got those two things, you could go right on the website and request a loan. So let's just say now the things I learned about Robinhood through my own personal experience, again, because when I started off and I was learning about day trading, swing trading, options, and these things, I started off on Robinhood. So I'm never going to bash Robinhood because I personally started off on Robinhood. But again, you can't apply for the margin loans, but I learned through my own experience that, let's just say example, if you have $100,000 in your stock account, right? And yes, they do accept 50% of your assets. So let's say you ask for 50,000. Now, yes, they're supposed to give you up to that 50,000, but 9 out of 10 through my own experience with Robinhood, they more will lean to 25, 20,000, things in that area. They're never going to give you that exact 50%. Now with Robinhood. Now, that's the journey if you want to go through the Robinhood platform, which again, I said is not my favorite today because a lot of mines I go through Charles Schwab, TD Ameritrade, and stuff like that. Fidelity is another good one. So let's move on to Charles Schwab. Now with Charles Schwab, you can get, again, you could get a margin loan again with a minimum of $2,000 of assets sitting there. And you could go to the top tier as they PAL, PAL, Pledge Asset Line of Credit. So just imagine you had $1,000,000 sitting in there of assets, some quality assets. You could get up to 70%. So out of $1,000,000, you could get roughly about $700,000 with Charles Schwab. Now, with they PAL, with they PAL, you need to have at least 100,000 of assets sitting in your account to even qualify. If you got under $100,000, they're not even going to accept you for their line of credit, which I like a lot. I like the PAL. So if it's something that you're working towards, I would say Charles Schwab, you could go with a regular margin loan with a minimum of 2,000, or you could go with, again, the Pledge Asset Line where you could get up to 70%. So these are things that you want to keep in mind if you want to move forward and you're trying to borrow money against stock portfolio, which is really good. While that stock portfolio is still making money and growing, you could take that line of credit and start making other moves. But again, it's all up to you, and you gotta learn these different things. No matter what I say, your parents, somebody that's teaching you these things, learn and do your own research about all these different platforms because there's a lot of them. Like I said, I could go through all of them, but I will be here all day. I don't want to be here all day, right? So let's move on to Fidelity. Those that has a Fidelity account or you're interested in getting a Fidelity brokerage account, this is what you need to do. You get the standard margin loan, but you need a minimum of $2,000, or you could go to the higher tier one, which is the limited margin. And now with that one, you need to have at least $25,000 in assets if you want to try to borrow against 50%, stuff like that. Now, when it comes to Robinhood, I will have to say, whatever money you do borrow, they will give you a fixed interest. So you know well, you locked in with that, and that will be an interest until you do your full repayment. Now, these three are three great brokerage accounts that y'all all could go and use. But if you're new, because I would have to say TD Ameritrade is a little more difficult, but you can go ahead and start off with Robinhood for all the new beginners. Young people might be 18, 19, 20, don't know anything about these different stocks, ETFs, SPY, all the, VU. I could be here all day. But start off again with Robinhood, just to get your feet wet and start learning things now due to times. Even though I transitioned to Charles Schwab, to TD Ameritrade, at one point I was still doing options on Robinhood because I was so spoiled. I was so used to, because Robinhood sets up their platform where you could literally leave high school and start learning their platform. It's simple and it's easy. Somebody 14 could learn. So again, man, I need everybody to stay focused to get this money. Go ahead, borrow some money. Again, you gotta be responsible. In the past, I have a friend that had $1 million brokerage account with TD Ameritrade and got about $500,000. Long story short, it all turned out bad. What he was trying to invest in, basically, if we fast forward to today, lost everything and put itself in a bad position. So that's a whole nother story. Maybe I'll break down a video on that to explain how he basically lost a lot of his portfolio. That's a whole nother story. But again, babe, I want you to all to be smart, be responsible, and learn these different platforms and learn how you can use it not only the right way, but the proper way, people. And go ahead and get that money, man. There's a lot of money out there that you could go ahead and borrow against when it comes to your stock brokerage accounts. But again, you got to be in position. You got to have the information, and you got to know what you're doing, people. Again, if you want to lock in and do a one-on-one with me, again, December 31st, 2026 will be my last time that I will be doing one-on-ones. I told you I've been transitioning. Took the ebooks. A lot of people are sending me emails about the ebooks. It's not on the website no more. Anybody that actually book a call with me, you're going to get both ebooks again, so you don't have to worry about that. But I took it down off the website, so you can't get it. A lot of people are very curious and wondering. I told you I'm transitioning. I got a lot going on in my own personal life and my business, buying land, day trading. It's a lot going on, man. But I'm going to give you this information every single week. I'm going to keep coming back and I'm going to drop gems. And eventually, by the end of the year, a lot of my videos I'm doing is going to go over to members only. So 2027, I'm giving y'all this deep information, how to really turn up your life. But those videos is going to be for members only. So I just want to give you a heads up. Anything I do with my channel, I've been giving you a heads up at least 6 to 12 months before. Again, I have a lot going on. I know y'all got a lot going on. I'm going to come here. I'm going to give you that information, and I'm going to get up out of here, man. Get in the comments, like, comment, subscribe. But for now, I'm up out of here. Peace.